पहला मैं कहना चाहूँगी कੈਨੇਡਾ ने दरवाजे बंद नहीं किए
जी जी जी
ठीक है सिर्फ दरवाजे उन्होंने वास्ते बंद होए ने Canada is still open for genuine students who actually want to get their degrees over there.
So how do you select the courses for the student who comes to you?
So when a student comes to us, see there are various mindsets, right? Oh, बस भेज दो सानू असी तो बाहर जाना है बस भेज दो
जी
That's not my target market at all. It doesn't matter whether you're financially capable or not. It doesn't matter whether you want to study in India, abroad. It does not matter.
Right.
Counseling has to be available to everybody.
So is there a provision wherein he can change his school, he can change his course, whatever?
100%. 100%. And we tell all our students that as well.
Right.
We are prepared. See, our job is to ensure that the student is going for what they want to do.
Right.
But in an unlikely event, they want to change their course, they want to change something about it, they can absolutely do that.
पेरेंट्स ही ने ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਅਹਿਮ ਭੂਮਿਕਾ ਨਿਭਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ
Priority wise, yes. First, parents. Actually, my parents were very, very involved. And they kept asking me, क्या करना है? And I was like, you know what? I want to change the world. ये क्या है? Change the world. What do you even mean, change the world?
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਚੈਨਲ ਪਟਿਆਲਾ ਪੋਡਕਾਸਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਰ ਹਫਤੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਨਵਾਂ ਚਿਹਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਨਵਾਂ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਤੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਐਸੇ ਟੌਪਿਕ 'ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਭ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਖਾਸ ਮਹੱਤਤਾ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਨੇ ਮਸ਼ਹੂਰ ਕਰੀਅਰ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਗਿਰਧਰ ਜੀ ਅਤੇ ਆਓ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਗਿਰਧਰ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾਣ ਦੇ ਇੱਛੁਕ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਵੱਧ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ ਆਓ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੀ
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ 'ਚ ਅਤੇ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਦੱਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਡੇਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ੇ ਬੰਦ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਨੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਅਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਪੂਰੇ ਹਿੰਦੁਸਤਾਨ 'ਚ ਬੱਚੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾਣ ਦੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਇੱਛੁਕ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਨੇ ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ੇ ਬੰਦ ਕੀਤੇ ਨੇ ਅਤੇ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਸ ਆਈਆਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਟਰੀਜ਼ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਾਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ
ਸਰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੂੰਗੀ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਨੇ ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ੇ ਬੰਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੇ
ਜੀ ਜੀ ਜੀ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਸਿਰਫ ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬੰਦ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਿਰਫ ਪੀਆਰ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
ਕਿ ਡਿਪਲੋਮਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਪੀਆਰ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ Canada is still open for genuine students who actually want to get their degrees over there
right.
and pursue a career over there. Yes, it's become much harder, 100% more harder because the government has become smarter.
Right.
And they are facing all those crises that we keep hearing about on the news as well.
Right.
ਤੇ ਜਦ ਇੰਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਕ੍ਰਿਟਿਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਤੋਂ some things were going to have to change. This Canadian bubble was going to have to burst. We predicted this bubble burst about 4 years ago.
Right.
Because it was going to happen either way.
See, you being in this industry, you foresaw this thing beforehand that this bubble is going to burst any day. But still, you kept sending kids to Canada, you kept sending kids to...
So, we don't send as many children to Canada, only students who really, really want to go there and really want to perform well over there.
Right.
So, when it comes to performing well, we are not very focused on Canada as a country to send students to.
Right.
We have a lot of other countries. The world is a very big place.
Right.
Right? So, we have a lot of other countries. We have over 10,000 universities that we send students to around the world.
Right.
So, Canada has never been the only option.
Okay.
That has also never been the first priority unless the student wants to go to a top university like a UBC or a Waterloo or something like that.
Right.
So otherwise, Canada was never an option for us because I don't believe that a student should go for a diploma and just be done with it.
Right. Yeah. So since we started with Canada, right, besides the academic part, we have seen on media and other things that students, they face so many other challenges, whether it was the accommodation, the housing, the job market, and other things. So is the same thing still prevailing there or what?
So I think it is prevailing over there right now as well because there is a housing crisis, there is a job crisis, there are all these crises because students have not gone for skill-based programs.
Right.
when you talk to a student, especially in a place like Punjab, they'll come to you and they'll say, बस सब तो आसान जेड़ा कोर्स है वो दे दो,
Right.
कोई मैनेजमेंट वाला कोर्स दे दो, कोई आसान कोर्स दे दो. So when we are as a collective, this goes for all the immigration people here as well.
Right.
As a collective, when you're sending these students out, you're not counseling them properly. You're not telling them ki, हाँ, if you just take a management program, you're not going to get a job.
Right.
Because you just won't. It's not possible. Why would they, in good conscience, hire a person who's fresh off the boat, has just been in Canada for 2 years, over someone who's lived there for their entire lives? For example, this is just an example. You don't know how smart the student is.
Yes, yes.
So we don't know,
Right.
what the situation is. But in my experience, most students who come and say, "Sab to aasan course de do, but jo marzi course de do," they don't know what they want to do with their lives.
Right. See, since the student doesn't know
Yeah.
about the job market there,
Yeah.
he just want to go to a good university.
Yeah.
He's not concerned about the course, right?
Yeah.
You being a career counselor,
Yeah.
he has come to you with some kind of trust.
Yeah.
That becomes your responsibility
Absolutely.
to teach or guide the student about the right kind of thing and right kind of courses. So how do you select the courses for the student who comes to you?
So when a student comes to us, see, there are various mindsets, right? So it's either going to be a person who says, "Oh, bas bhej do, sanu assi ta bahar jana hai, bas bhej do."
Ji.
That's not my target market at all.
Right.
We don't cater to that market. We don't cater to those students unless they want to be counseled.
Right.
So now I, as a career counselor, take my job very, very seriously. Because when you, as a student, are talking to me, your career for those moments is in my hands,
Of course.
right? It's a very big responsibility. It's a very, very big decision.
Right.
Probably one of the biggest decisions you're going to make in your life, like you take in your life. Apart from getting married or something, I think higher education is one of the biggest decisions, right? So when you're coming to me for help, it becomes my responsibility and I take that very, very seriously.
Right.
So we ensure that the student knows what they're going for. They know what their options are. We have career assessments. We have all of that. And we have developed those assessments ourselves.
Right.
These are not some generic assessments that we have just taken off the shelf
Right.
or bought off the shelf. Nothing like that. We've created these assessments. They're all value-based assessments so that the child also gets to know themselves.
Right.
Because that's extremely important. That's something that children don't really know.
Right.
Because if you're coming to a counselor, we assume there will be a part of you that doesn't know what you really want. You will not have a bigger vision of your life.
Right.
So we want students to have that. Now we ensure that we give counseling to every single student that comes through our doors.
Right.
It doesn't matter whether you're financially capable or not. It doesn't matter whether you want to study in India, abroad. It does not matter.
Right.
Counseling has to be available to everybody, which is why we don't charge anything for it.
Sure.
Yeah.
See, we have seen these instances as well.
Yeah.
Even if a counselor has done his or her job well,
Yeah.
once a student lands up in the school over there or in the university over there, then he feels that he has chosen a wrong school. He has chosen a wrong course. He has chosen a wrong syllabi. So what are the options left with the student once he land up in a school after being sent to any country? So is there a provision wherein he can change his school, he can change his course, whatever?
100%. 100%. And we tell all our students that as well.
Right.
We are prepared. See, our job is to ensure that the student is going for what they want to do.
Right.
But in an unlikely event, they want to change their course, they want to change something about it, they can absolutely do that.
Right.
It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't, waste too much time either. It's absolutely fine. You can absolutely change your program to what you want anytime.
And ਜਿਹੜੀ ਫੀਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, whatever they have paid beforehand,
Yeah.
will that be adjusted?
It is adjusted.
It is
For the
adjusted.
most part. Yes.
most of
It is adjusted.
It is adjusted.
Yeah.
All right. And besides Canada,
Yeah.
what are other countries which are offering good courses where you would recommend students to go?
See, currently, if we talk about the current scenario, we are seeing a lot of anti-immigration sentiment in a lot of countries that people previously chose to go to.
Right.
Whether it's your Canadas, your US, your Australias, your UKs, there is a problem.
Right.
And if we don't acknowledge that problem, I think we are really, really doing a disservice to our students there.
Right.
Because we do acknowledge that problem, but we also tell them that there are a lot more countries out there that you can go to. The entirety of Europe is available. A lot of our students are going to France, to Germany, to Spain, and a lot of them are going to Switzerland as well. Then we come to Asia. A lot of them are going to Malaysia now.
Right.
And Singapore, of course.
Singapore, of
Yeah.
course, is a good.
Yeah.
Singapore, of course,
Yeah.
is a good country for studies. Yeah. But how about Malaysia?
Malaysia is absolutely fantastic. Actually, I don't know if a lot of people know this about me or not. I have myself done my undergrad from Malaysia.
Oh.
Yeah, I've lived and worked there for 5 years.
Right.
And I went to Malaysia when I was 16 years old.
Right.
I went for my foundation program.
Okay.
And it was absolutely life-changing for me.
Is a safe place to study?
It was so safe because I was a 16-year-old girl from Patiala. And I think that's a very, very heavy thing on any parent's mind
Right.
when they're sending their child abroad. And there was a lot of backlash that my parents also faced because one, no one had really heard about Malaysia as an education destination.
Right.
Two, I was 16 years old.
Right.
And I hadn't finished my class 12th or anything. I went before that. I did my foundation there first.
Right.
So when in Malaysia, you can go after class 10th. So we have 11th and 12th here.
Okay.
They have 1 year of foundation over there.
Okay.
And it's specific to what you want to study. And I wanted to pursue design and multimedia, which was something that was not available over here in 2006. That's when I went. So it's been a very, very long time.
Right.
And it was completely life-changing for me because here I was an average student. And over there, because I was doing things that I liked doing and I was doing something different and the support was just something else, I was thriving.
Right.
I absolutely thrived. So much so that in 2007, we started a company called Study Malaysia,
All right.
just based on my experience over there,
All right.
where we started sending students to Malaysia from everywhere.
All right. So it's been 18 years.
18 years.
It's been 18
Yeah.
years. You are working with Malaysian universities
Yes.
to study. abroad kind of
Absolutely.
thing.
Absolutely. And it's never been a bad experience
All right.
for anybody because the country's grown so far. We have grown with it. It's always been about growth. And it has always been about a safe environment for
Right.
us. Because the safety was top notch.
Right.
I could be at the library at 3 a.m. in the morning and there'd be people around. Everything would be open. Your restaurants are open. Your stationaries are open. Everything is open. And people are around you all the time. The security is top notch because primarily Malaysia is a tourist country, right?
It is.
So hospitality is major for them. And they're warm, welcoming people. There is no racism. There was nothing like that. And then once I was done with Malaysia, I came back. I didn't take a job there. I got a job. I didn't take it over there. But I came back because I wanted to go for my master's. So I decided to go to the US for my master's.
Right.
And it was a whole other experience. A really good one at that too. But if I hadn't had that experience in Malaysia, I don't think I would have been able to thrive in the US the way I did.
Right.
So that was really, really great for me as well.
Okay. So like you discussed about European universities where students go for higher studies. So what's the biggest challenge that student faces once he enters any of the school in Europe? Is that a language barrier?
Yeah.
Because every other country in Europe, they have different languages.
Yeah.
So what other challenges they face there?
So language is definitely a barrier if you want it to be a barrier.
Okay.
Really. Because see, suppose you're going for your postgrad to say, let's take France as an example. You're going for your postgrad to France. It's going to be a 2-year program for the most part. So how education is structured there is it's 6 months of studying, 6 months of paid internship, then again 6 months of studying and 6 months of paid internship.
Right.
After which you get your 2-year post-study work visa. So, and they have free French classes there as well.
Right.
Or your education is in English through and through. So that's not a problem because you're also studying with other internationals. But if you learn to converse, even if you learn conversational French, you're good to go. If you can talk to people, if you can say, hi, how are you? You know, what did you eat today? Have you eaten? Oh, this is what I want to order. Even if you can do this much, they'll see the effort that you're putting in. I'll give you an example. So we have foreigners coming to India.
Right.
Right? They talk to us. And even if they say, if you ask them, do you know Hindi? They'll say, thoda thoda. Or they'll say, oh, I love Shah Rukh Khan. Or something like that. People go crazy over here because we love that. Right? Because they're making an effort to, converse with us. So it's the same worldwide.
Right.
It's the same in Europe as well. You know, I've heard things about France. Oh, you know, people are snooty over there. People are obnoxious. I went there, and we stayed there for a very, very long time. We went for a couple of projects, and it was just fantastic. People were warm. People were helpful. People were friendly because we
Right.
also made a lot of effort.
Right.
So it's a two-way street. So that would be a challenge though in the workplace.
Okay.
That would be a challenge because you can't network in other languages. Like you need a little bit of a connection to the other person as well.
Right. So now students who are going to Europe, so you help them choose good schools and good these programs and everything.
Yeah.
Right. Besides these things, when a student doesn't have sufficient funds available with him or her,
Yeah.
do you help them arrange their funds as well or what?
So we have a lot of tie-ups with the various financial agencies,
Right.
banks. So the first priority when you're taking funding is your own bank.
Right.
Like that's where you should go because you already have a relationship with your bank.
Right.
So you're most likely to get the best rate of interest from there.
Of course.
So if you don't have that, then there are other agencies who are affiliated with various banks and various agencies actually who help students a lot with their funding. And we have our partners. We also have partners who don't charge anything for this as well.
That's good.
Because that's our conglomerate and that's what we want. We want it to be accessible to our students.
See, one more thing, Mahima, what I like to ask is, ਬੱਚੇ ਜੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਤੋਂ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
ਭਾਵੇਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਯੂਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਜਾਂ ਆਸਟ੍ਰੇਲੀਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀ, ਸਭ ਦੇ ਮਨ 'ਚ ਇਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਪੂਰੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੱਕੇ ਹੋਣਾ. It's a path from study to getting residency there.
Right.
So what is the path of getting residency in Europe? Students who are going there for studies, what is the path to residency there in Europe?
So when you go to, again, since we started talking about France, I'm going to stick to that example.
Okay.
So once you're done with your education over there, you start with your post-study work visa. To get residence in Europe, one, you have to be proficient in your language.
Their own language.
जैसे France है, तो we have to be proficient in French till your B2 level.
ठीक है जी.
ठीक है, levels ਹੁੰਦੇ A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2.
ठीक है जी.
से B2 level तक proficiency ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ.
ठीक है जी.
ठीक है, so you have to be proficient in the language. You have to be a tax paying citizen for 5 years.
5 years.
So and your job has to be a contract job, like a permanent job.
Okay. When we say you have to have a tax paying kind of thing for 5 years, a student
as a job.
ਬੱਚਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਗਿਆ ਜੀ, ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ 3 ਸਾਲ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਕੀਤੀ ਉੱਥੇ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ
3 ਸਾਲ ਬਾਅਦ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਲ ਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵਰਕ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਰਹਿ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ?
ਪੋਸਟ ਗ੍ਰੈਡ ਵਾਸਤੇ 2 ਸਾਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ.
ਅੰਡਰਗ੍ਰੈਡ ਬਾਅਦ ਹਜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੋਸਟ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਵਰਕ ਪਰਮਿਟ ਹਰ ਕੰਟਰੀ 'ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਯੂਰਪ ਦੀ.
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ.
ਬਟ ਪੋਸਟ ਗ੍ਰੈਡ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ 2 ਸਾਲ ਦਾ ਫਰਾਂਸ 'ਚ ਵਰਕ ਪਰਮਿਟ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ.
Just after 2 years, it will just continue. If you have a permanent job, then that visa just renews.
Renews हो जाएगा.
हाँ जी, वो renew हो जाएगा, कोई problem नहीं आती है उससे. So once you've been working there for 5 years and you've been paying taxes for 5 years, you've had a contract job for 5 years, you know the language, you can apply for your PR.
For your residency.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
See, one more thing I like to ask is, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾਣ ਲਈ ਸੋਚ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ, ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾਣ ਲਈ ਪਲਾਨ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਫੋਰ ਅ ਪੋਸਟ ਗ੍ਰੈਡ ਔਰ ਅੰਡਰਗ੍ਰੈਡ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ, ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਦੋਂ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ? ਵੈਨ ਇਜ਼ ਦ ਰਾਈਟ ਟਾਈਮ ਫॉर ਹਿਮ ਟੂ ਕਮ ਟੂ ਯੂ ਟੂ ਸਟਾਰਟ preparing? When is the right time for a student to start preparing actually?
See, the right time is when you decide it is.
Okay.
Honestly, like if you get up one day and say, oh no, I want to go and study abroad, it's never too late. Right. For the most part, it's never too late. You can come to us at any point. But ideally, if you want to go for your undergrad, you should start in grade 10.
Grade 10.
हाँ जी, because grade 10 ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ choose ਕਰਨਾ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ stream ਕਿਹੜੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ
ਜੀ.
Right, so that's one very big decision that students take. It might not seem very big right now, but like if you're younger or anything, but it is a very big decision because it kind of charts the course for your education further on.
जी.
So 10th class would be ideal, and when you're in undergrad you want to go for your postgrad, so your last year would be ideal. So beginning of your last
starting
year.
Starting from 10th, you're talking about undergrad program or a postgrad program?
Undergrad
program.
10th undergrad, because there's enough and more pressure on students. So they don't really need any more for their postgrad. I mean, enna nahi sochna chahiye. Pehla undergrad
ਹਾਂਜੀ
And then I am a very firm believer that your undergrad should also be outside of India,
ਓਕੇ
because you've studied here till class 10th. Our education is very, very theoretical
ਰਾਈਟ
for the most part.
ਜੀ
And you're not just going anywhere else to study. It's not the academia that you're going for.
ਰਾਈਟ
What you're going for is the exposure,
ਰਾਈਟ
is networking with other people, is getting to know different cultures, is broadening your horizons.
ਰਾਈਟ
That's what you go for.
ਜੀ
Right? So undergrad vaste, like when I went for my undergrad, I didn't know anything. I didn't even know what to expect over there. I had 200 people in my class from 120 different nationalities. I couldn't even pronounce half those countries. I had a student, I was 16, he was 55 years old, and we were in the same class. So I asked him, I was like, why are you here? Like, you're 55 years old, you're older than my grandfather.
Right. So he was in the same class like you.
Same class. He said, I wanted to start over. I have a good family. I have done all my responsibilities are done. I want to do something for myself. So to do something from the beginning, I had to start from the beginning.
That is the beauty of those countries wherein they don't differentiate
Absolutely.
on the basis of age, right?
Absolutely. And it was such an enlightening moment for me. And I knew, I was like, you know what, I'm at the right place, and you can do whatever you want over here without any judgment from others.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for countries in Europe,
Yeah.
like ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਆਪਾਂ US ਦੇ ਸਕੂਲਸ ਦੀ, US ਦੇ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀਜ਼ ਦੀ, ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਆਈਵੀ ਲੀਗ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਆਪਾਂ, ਆਈਵੀ ਲੀਗਸ ਤਾਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਤਿਆਰੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਐਸੇ ਰਾਈਟਿੰਗ ਹੋਵੇ, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਾਈਲ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਹੋਵੇ, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਐਕਸਟਰਾ ਕਰਿਕੂਲਰ ਹੋਣ। ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਯੂਰਪ ਦੇ ਸਕੂਲਸ ਨੇ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਯੂਰਪ ਦੀ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀਜ਼ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਨੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ? ਸਟਿਲ ਦੇ ਸੀ ਦ ਸੇਮ ਕਾਈਂਡ ਆਫ ਗ੍ਰਾਫ ਫॉर द स्टूडेंट?
Not really. No, they are not very, very, very bent on the American mindset. Europe has a whole different way of education, whole different way of life than the US does. And when you are talking about profile building, सारे बच्चों को करनी चाहिए profile building अपनी,
जी,
no matter what country you're going to, because you're going to learn so much. And we'll talk about this in a bit. So when we talk about European universities versus US universities are much harder to get into than European ones.
Yes.
But no, that doesn't go for all universities. I'm just giving you a general idea. But Europe is a lot more laid back.
Yes, it is.
A lot more laid back than the US is. It's not as intense either. But quality of education is top notch. Quality of life is fantastic. So ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਬਣਾਉਣੀ ਹੈ, ਆਪਣਾ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, there is no problem. There is no such differentiation. You might become multilingual in Europe though.
Of course.
So that's a great plus to have over there.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ US ਦੇ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀਜ਼ ਦੀ,
ਹਾਂਜੀ,
like Ivy and other universities, the acceptance rate in most of Ivies is not more than 3.5 to 4%.
Right.
In most of Ivies, right?
Right.
So what is the acceptance rate in your let's say European schools and European universities for undergrad programs?
Depending on the courses that you want to go for, because see, there are going to be limited number of English taught programs as well.
Okay.
So you'll have to see what courses you want to go for, which country you're going to, and what level of university you want to go to, because European universities are mostly at par with each other. Okay. There's not a very, very big difference, stark difference between the ranks or anything like that. Ranking is a very US thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So otherwise, like it's not, it depends on your profile really, but 15, 20, 30% is a good admission rate that they have.
Okay. That's the acceptance rate.
Yeah.
On an average.
On an average.
All the
if we talk about public universities in Europe.
Okay.
So if we talk about public universities, their acceptance rate is quite low for international students in general.
Okay.
So your profile has to be really, really out there.
That's the other way around.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely. It's the other way around. Yes.
Okay. Ulta system.
Hanji.
Okay.
So private schools, it's not that much of a problem, but public universities will have a lower acceptance rate always, because they're giving you education absolutely free of cost.
Right. ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਹੋਰ ਦੱਸੋ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੈ AI ਦਾ,
ਹਾਂਜੀ,
ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਜ਼ਮਾਨਾ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਆਰਟੀਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਇੰਟੈਲੀਜੈਂਸ ਦਾ,
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ,
ਤੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਸਾਰੇ ਆ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ 'ਚ, ਸਾਡੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਆ ਗਏ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਅਗਲੇ 10-15 ਸਾਲ 'ਚ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੇ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਕੋਰਸ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਚੁਣਨੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ which would be helpful for them for their future course?
I think if students can, they should really opt for tech.
Tech.
Really opt for tech.
Tech was always there. Tech never went.
Yeah, it never went away, and it's still not going away.
Tech was always there.
But it is at the top of everything right now,
Right.
especially if you get into machine learning and AI right now.
Right.
But that's just for another few years. It's not going to be for 10, 15, 20 years. There are no more careers that are like that anymore. So you have to keep upskilling yourself.
Are you talking about AI per se or what?
AI and machine learning. So, see, okay, I'll give you an example. We had this huge influx of data science and business analytics.
Right.
And everyone and their father wanted to go into business analytics and data science and they did.
You
They did. There's
Of
a
course they
huge
did.
influx now.
Yes.
But the demand is now lower than the supply, which is often the case, especially in tech.
You
Now AI can do all of that for you.
Okay.
So it will be great to incorporate AI in your fields. I'll give you another example. So I have a student, she was very interested in psychology, and a young student, very interested in psychology. So we sent her for a psychology and AI program.
Okay.
So it's human computer interaction.
Right.
And it's a STEM program, and it's a fabulous one at that. So this was in Malaysia. Yeah.
Malaysia also does
Yeah.
STEM program like US.
Every country has
Every
STEM
country.
program. Every country does.
Right.
Everyone does.
Okay.
Because STEM is the backbone of everything, right?
Yeah.
And like combining something like psychology and AI, it's phenomenal.
Right.
Because you get to do human computer interaction in a way, and you get to learn every part of it, and you're going to be amongst those people who understand both sides of the coin really well. So you're going to be in demand.
Right.
So when it comes to getting a job, see, it's not cut and dry anymore getting a job. It's not like, हाँ ये कोर्स कर लो तो ये जॉब मिल जाएगी, ये कोर्स कर लो तो ये जॉब मिल जाएगी, ये वाला कोर्स करूँगा तो higher chances of a job है. It's no longer like that. It's a very competitive world, and you have to keep upskilling yourself.
Right.
If you decide one day, oh no, I'll go for an MBA and I'll get a top-notch job. Not anymore. It's not going to happen anymore.
Right.
Harvard had over 35% of Harvard graduates were unemployed
Yes.
in the last 2 years.
Right.
That's world number 1.
I know.
उसको जॉब नहीं मिल रही, तुम फिर क्या सोच के जा रहे हो ऐसे
Okay.
कि oh no, I'll do an MBA and I'll get a job. You won't.
Right.
It depends on your skill set. It depends on how you present yourself, how you sell yourself, and what you can do for your company. And of course, your network.
Of course, that is there.
Yeah. We keep hearing this cliche line, your network is your net worth. And it is very true. I truly believe that.
Your network is your net worth. Yes.
Your network is your net worth.
Right.
And that's exactly what you're going out to build.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you don't build it here. यहाँ भी जॉब चाहिए तो नेटवर्क ही चाहिए होता है. यहाँ बोलते कुछ और ना, अच्छा पुल लगा दी, अच्छा ये कर दिया, इनसे बात कर लो, उनसे बात कर लो. But when you go out, it's the same thing over there as well.
Right.
That hasn't changed anywhere. You have to have that network to get a job.
Right.
So it's no longer about the university rank. It's no longer about, the best brand. It's not about that anymore.
All right.
Yeah.
So, like we were discussing about the career counseling, I'll
Yeah.
come to that thing once again.
Yeah.
Who plays the most important role while preparing for the higher studies, especially abroad? Is this the school, the parents, the student himself, or the career counselor? Whose role is the most important role among these four?
I think I would say the parents.
Parents.
Yeah, 100%.
All
The
right.
school's going to do their job. See, education is now an industry.
Right.
It's not what it used to be.
Ji.
It's an industry. It's a business.
Right.
Right? And everything is transactional, whether it's a school, whether it's a university. But with your parents, it's not transactional. Right? Parents play a huge role in your life. So when it comes to a student, I think it's on the parents now to see what the child needs to do. ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਉਹੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਸੀ, ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਉਹੀ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਨੇ. ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਫਰਕ ਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ they'll go to those 4 people that they know. ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ, ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਕੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ, and they'll be like, ਹਾਂ, this is a good course, okay, you can go for that. But now parents are different. Parents are so much more aware.
Yes.
right? If you now millennial parents, if you meet them, they're so involved in their children's lives.
Nowadays, the thing
Yeah.
is, parents are more informed than the kids.
They are more informed,
Yes.
100% more informed, and they have the best questions,
Right.
right? But the core questions for the parents remain: security है,
Of course.
पैसे कितने लगेंगे,
जी.
फ्यूचर क्या है,
Right. Of course.
खाना मिल जाएगा कि नहीं.
See,
4 core questions that
Right.
that will remain.
Right.
But parents play the hugest role because they are the ones who are most likely going to be paying for the education of the child.
Of course.
So they need to see whether or not it's going to bring a return on their investment.
ਜੀ.
So
You mean to say parents ਹੀ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਅਹਿਮ ਭੂਮਿਕਾ ਨਿਭਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ planning 'ਚ?
priority wise, yes, first parents. First priority is parents because they are the ones shaping the child.
Of course, parents are always there.
Yeah.
Then what remains the role of a career counselor like you?
So when a parent comes to me now, see, as a parent, say we'll take you as a parent, right? You know about your job, you know about your industry because you've been working hard in your industry, right? It's not necessary that you know about all the courses, all the universities, all the countries, what is happening where, how to get everything done. It's not possible
Right.
unless you are in the industry yourself,
जी.
right? So that's where I come in because मेरे तो job ही है. Right? It's my job to know all of this. It's my job to make sure that your child knows what their career roadmap looks like. The problem over here is that we don't build career roadmaps. As a family, we don't have those conversations at home.
Right.
That's the biggest problem over here. I have not seen many parents going, हाँ, okay, what, अच्छा पूछ लेंगे कि अच्छा ਵੱਡੇ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਕੀ करना है. That's not the right question to ask. So tell the child what resources you have first. Right? You tell the child what resources you have, what are their interests, what are their values, what are their strengths, weaknesses, what is the child's identity, what do they think who do they think they are, what do they think they can do,
Right.
right? So that's where I come in because I ask the child all of those questions. I ask the parents all of those questions
Right.
because like over here, especially in India, parents and children don't have financial conversations. They don't have all of these conversations. Right? They're like,
But most of middle class people, they do have.
I mean, they don't go like, this is our budget. If you can find something in this budget, okay, you go for it. But o ki kahega, te o ki kahega, o sharme ne ki kya, te o varme ne ki kya. This is a prevalent thing, especially in the middle class, like you say. कि वो क्या कहेंगे, इनका बच्चा ये करने चला गया. तो ये तो बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है. And this is something that we face over here a lot.
Right.
So as a counselor as well, right? Like when a child comes to me with their parents, what they say in front of their parents is very different to what they say when they have their sessions with me.
Right.
So it's starkly different.
जी.
So most parents don't know who their child is, what they want, what they don't want, and what they're capable of.
Okay.
So either the child will be like, oh, तो मेरा बच्चा तो बिल्कुल मेरा ही बच्चा है और किसी का बच्चा कुछ नहीं है, or it will be like मेरा बच्चा तो zero है.
All right.
So there is no middle path over here. So that's why a person like me is important in there. Because I bridge the gap between the lack of awareness, the lack of education, and the parent and the child.
All right. All right. ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟੌਪ 3 ਕੋਰਸਿਸ ਕੈਰੀਅਰ ਵਾਈਜ਼ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਰਿਕਮੈਂਡ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ?
ਸਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਰეკਮੈਂਡ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ ਰეკਮੈਂਡ. ਐਵਰੀ ਚਾਈਲਡ ਇਜ਼ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ. ਐਵਰੀ ਚਾਈਲਡ ਇਜ਼ ਬਿਲਟ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟਲੀ. ਐਵਰੀ ਚਾਈਲਡ ਵਾਂਟਸ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਥਿੰਗਸ.
I'm not saying child specific. As a industry?
As an industry, I say go for tech. Tech is huge. Finance, again, huge. And if you can merge the two and go for fintech, nothing better than that. And then, of course, your engineering. Engineering is not going anywhere. And it's performing really well right now. So these are some of the courses that we generally recommend for people in tech, people in sciences, people who want to go for that. And otherwise, if you want to go into medicine, there's a world of programs that you can do even if you don't want to become a doctor.
Right.
There's biomedicine, biomimicry, biotech. There's so much out there that you can explore. There's so much research that's happening that you can explore. Then you can tap into psychology, psychiatry. Psychiatry again falls under medicine, but you can tap into psychology. You can go from there. You can merge psychology and AI, psychology and tech. So there is a world of options out there.
Right.
Most options that people haven't even thought of, but it's very, very student specific.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more thing, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਕੋਲ ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਅਵੇਲੇਬਿਲਿਟੀ ਪੈਸੇ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ
Hmm.
ਕਿ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਟਰੀਜ਼ ਲਾਈਕ ਯੂਰਪ, ਕੰਟਰੀਜ਼ ਲਾਈਕ ਮਲੇਸ਼ੀਆ ਐਂਡ ਆਲ ਦੋਸ ਥਿੰਗਸ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ ਉੱਥੇ
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ
ਘੱਟ
ਜਾ
ਪੈਸੇ
ਸਕਦੇ
'ਚ?
ਨੇ, ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ.
ਤੇ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਘੱਟੋ ਘੱਟ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਪੈਸਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ?
ਸੀ ਵੈਨ ਵੀ ਟਾਕ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਮਲੇਸ਼ੀਆ, ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੰਡਰਗ੍ਰੈਡ ਦੇਖੀਏ ਤੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਟਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਫੀ ਵੁੱਡ ਬੀ ਅਬਾਊਟ 4 between 4 to 4.5 lakhs per year, and living cost is about 3.5 lakhs per year.
ਇੱਕ ਸਾਲ ਦੀ
जी. So which is considerably less than even if you go to a private university in India.
Okay.
Right? So I'd rather send, if I have a child, I'd rather send them out
Right.
than keep them here and pay the same price, because at least they're getting exposure, they're
ਸਭ ਤੋਂ 8 ਲੱਖ ਰੁਪਏ ਖਰਚਾ ਹੈ ਬੱਚੇ ਦਾ ਸਾਲ ਦਾ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ.
Are those courses job driven courses or?
Absolutely job driven courses.
Those are.
Skill based job driven courses.
Okay.
We don't send students for anything. We don't recommend any general programs to students
Right.
because there is no point there. So like a student says, well, management. There are so many things in management that you can do and you should do instead of going for a general BBA program.
Right.
A BBA program is a useless program currently in the current scenario, unless you just want to have your own startup. But most bhi help nahi karega BBA program, right? But there's so many things you can get into: change management, risk management, project management, executive management. There's so much out there, and there's so many deeper programs within management itself that a person can opt, but they don't know that these programs exist.
They are not aware about those.
They're not
programs.
aware.
Because they don't have counselor like you to tell them.
Well, yeah.
All right. So before we end, see, generally ਮੈਂ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਪੁੱਛਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ
Yeah.
ਤੇ ਇਹ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਜਾਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਪੁੱਛ ਰਿਹਾ. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ 'ਚ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਇਆ ਕੈਰੀਅਰ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਬਣਨ ਦਾ?
So, sir,
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜਰਨੀ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਦੋਂ ਕੀਤੀ? When it started journey?
I started my journey when I was 16 years old. But before that, I'll tell you my story.
जी.
I'll tell you my story. So my parents asked me, I think this was when I was 14, 15.
Right.
कि बेटा क्या करना है बड़े होके, मतलब क्या पढ़ाई करनी है? You're going into class 10. What do you want to do? And my answer was, I don't know.
Right.
Because I didn't know. I hated studying.
That's a typical answer by
I
all the adolescents at that
hated
time.
studying. I would never do my classwork. I would never do my homework. If any of my teachers are watching this, they would know. They would know what I'm talking about, because I was notorious for it. I would never do it.
Right.
And I was a very, what you call, an average student. Like I scored 75% in my class 10th. And my parents got me a cake which said, Papu pass ho gaya.
Right.
Right? Because they were so happy कि मैं math science में fail नहीं हुई.
Right.
It was like, for me, it was just like, I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to become an artist.
Okay.
I wanted to paint and I wanted to read.
Right.
Reading is something that I absolutely loved. So in school also, you would either find me in the art room or in the library.
Right. It was easy. It was easy for you to choose course for the student, but you couldn't choose right course for yourself.
No, I chose the right course for myself though, because I did a lot of research. Actually, my parents were very, very involved.
Right.
Very extremely involved with my research. And when they kept asking me, "Kya karna hai, and I was like, you know what? I want to change the world.
Right.
And they're like, "Ye kya hai? Change the world? What do you even mean, change the world?" I was like, I want to make a difference in the world. I want to mean something to somebody. I want to change lives. And they're like, ये उसके लिए कौन सा कोर्स होता है भाई? So like, I don't know. I was like, I want to also become an artist. I want to do something creative.
Right.
And my father was like, इंडिया में तो इसको कोई एडमिशन ही नहीं मिलेगी, बिकॉज नहीं मिलती, कुछ था ही नहीं ऐसा उस टाइम पे एक्सेप्ट फाइन आर्ट्स. आई डिड नॉट वांट टू गो फॉर फाइन आर्ट्स. इज लाइक, बेटा आर्टिस्ट बनोगे तो खाओगे क्या? बिकॉज दैट वाज द माइंड सेट एट दैट पॉइंट. आर्टिस्ट बनोगे तो खाओगे क्या? एंड आई वाज लाइक, ओ मे बी आई कुड डू समथिंग डिजिटल. Digital was very, very new at that time. So he started looking around, he started talking to people, and he spoke to someone at National University of Singapore who suggested Malaysia to us. He said, like, Malaysia is such an up and coming place and it is fantastic, and this is the university, you should go check it out. So he went, he checked it out. But I was very privileged that my father and mother could actually do that.
Right.
A lot of people don't have that privilege because we did not meet any counselors who could tell me what to do.
Right.
And that was a big problem.
Right.
And once I went there, my entire life changed. And I knew I could achieve whatever I wanted to, and I did. And my life changed, and my parents also saw that within the first year. They saw, okay, she's going to thrive now, she'll be absolutely fine on her own.
Right. But when did the idea strike your mind for starting?
So it didn't strike in my undergrad. Of course, we started study Malaysia, so I would help a lot. Like, I would take care of a lot of things in Malaysia. I would handle the students. I would do all of that. But when I went to the US, and I was very, very happy with what I was doing. I went for a master's in social entrepreneurship.
Right.
So a lot of people don't know what social entrepreneurship is. Now they do. At that point, they didn't. I'm talking about 2013.
Right.
So that's when I was there. And when I went to look for a job, it was very, very hard to get a job. But I did. I did end up with a job, but it was in a corporate, which I hated. And I didn't want to be there. And unfortunately, my father passed away at the time, and I came back home.
Mm-hmm.
So I came back, and I was like, you know what, I need to, expand my social platform, the social entrepreneurship thing. I wanted to bring it to India. I wanted to do it over here. So Consultation Guru began.
Okay.
And I didn't start off as a counselor. And then I got educated in counseling. I took my certifications. I did all of that.
Right.
And did it very, very properly. So I have a very big social component to my company as well. We have catered to over 150,000 children below the poverty line
Oh, that's good.
to get higher education, to get jobs, to be professionally developed.
Right.
So we do all of that. And that was when I was like, you know what, I know what I'm here to do.
Right.
And this is what I wanted to do. So
Alright.
that's how the whole journey began in 2015.
2015.
2015.
So it's been 10 years.
Yes, it's been 10 years.
It's been 10 years.
Yes.
So that's good. So it was wonderful talking to you.
Absolutely.
Wonderful talking to you. And ਦੋਸਤੋ ਇਹ ਸੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਗਿਰਧਰ ਜੀ। ਤੇ ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਸੈਸ਼ਨ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਟਾਈਮ 'ਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਬੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਹੈਲਪਫੁਲ ਵੀ ਹੋਊਗਾ। ਤੇ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਹੋਰ ਸੈਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਲਈ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਰਹੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਚੈਨਲ ਪਟਿਆਲਾ ਪੋਡਕਾਸਟ ਵਿੱਚ। ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।